Gen Con 2014. I'm here with Uwe from Academy Games, and he has agreed to tell us a little bit about a new product in the Conflict of Heroes line, a solo expansion. Uwe, very well known in the gaming community for his humbleness and for his complete lack of histrionics. Now, as soon as he's done doing whatever it is that he's doing...
Okay, I'm ready now.
I may have to cut this, I may have to edit this out.
What?
Okay, no, I won't. Uwe, he is releasing a new product for the Conflict of Heroes line, a solo expansion for Conflict of Heroes. Now, Conflict of Heroes was pretty solo friendly. I played solo many times, but now there is a specific thing for solo playing. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Attention, Gen Con attendees.
When
Exhibit hall will be closing in 5 minutes. Please finalize your purchases.
So it's you. You are the guy behind this.
I'm a ventriloquist in real life.
Okay.
So, but what is so exciting about the solo expansion, and we've been working, as many of you know, for 5 years on it, and every time we were ready, it was supposed to come out in the beginning of 2012, and we came up with some great new ideas. Then end of 2012, we were going to start publishing it, and then Gunta came with our agent-based logic system, which we have done now. And that has just changed everything on the solo system. In a normal game, in usual games, units usually have a predefined, can we show down a little? Yep. A unit will usually have a predefined objective or orders at the beginning of a game. And designers will say this unit will be able to do this unit will be able to do this. In an agent-based logic system, we get rid of this. And we've changed it, and we say, by true Army type of definition, we say, this is what is happening in our environment, in the firefight, in our situation. We would like to react in this and this way. Do we have the men in place and the resources to do it? If yes, we will do it. If no, we will go to level 2 order, and so on. So all of a sudden, we have a very open game, a very open gameplay, where units now will react like a real human commander would react. We've been developing like crazy. Then we got together with quite a few very well-known or high-ranking Army officers, active Army officers, who've been coming in, working with us on the system, and finally we have it done. What the game
So first you consulted real intelligence before you came up with your artificial intelligence version.
Well, what we did, we developed it, and then we ran it through with the Army guys, military guys from the War College, active unit guys. I mean, it's been wonderful working with the Army, and all the orders are given in modern Army format. So we kind of went away from World War II German format, which was very similar, but went to modern Army because it's used in a lot of training situations now. In the game, what makes it so unique is as follows. And for our Conflict of Heroes fans, we brought a bunch of Firefights in that are coming in the game. It's going to the printers in 2 weeks, or whenever it comes back from the printers. Excuse our scribbling everywhere.
So for now, you have a prototype here. This is not...
This is just a prototype.
Okay.
Yeah. These are everything that is getting printer ready.
Got it.
So in this game, what you do, I'll go to a nicer side. In this game, we no longer have rounds. We are following a mission track. And this mission track will go forward 1, 2, or 3 rounds. And different things will happen every time you play. So that, again, gives you as a player a fog of war because you do not know how the AI is going to react. Is artillery going to be coming in? Are tanks going to be coming in? Or a herd of cows? You never know. Also, many of the scenarios, as you can see in the setup, have rumored enemy. You do not know what's happening. So we've had a very nice fog of war that makes every game just a little different. You never know. But this is the strength of the game, and this is what makes it so incredible. In Conflict of Heroes, right now, you activate a unit and you get, in the base game, 7 action points. We got rid of all tracks. You no longer track action points. When you take an action with a unit, let's say you as a player, you fire with this unit, it costs you 3 action points. Please realize these are old cards. The new ones look much better. You can see then, you turn and see, is that unit spent? It would be spent if you spent 4 more actions. You only spent 3, so nothing affects the units. The statistics and probability of a unit getting spent is the same in the game. But again, the probability, you never know. It's not a sure thing. You could go on the high or low range of your probability. So even though it's the first time you fired, you may be spent right away, but on average, you should be able to fire twice like in the game. Then it is the AI's turn. And let's do something simple. Let's say I have a machine gun way back here, and I have a closer German unit, and these are the AI. The Russian moved forward like this. You then turn a card, and you go to the AI orders. An order card is broken up into 2 sections. You have your priority orders. These are things that take priority over everything. The first thing, shows a red hex. That means, are any of your AI in close combat? If they are, you will fire or fall back. Then, is there any unit next to you? If it is, you would fire, or if you can't fire, you would pivot or rally. If neither of these things take effect, this card just happened to say, execute counter actions. Some firefights have counter actions that are just evil, that just are made to really frustrate players. The AI gets no special ability. In this game, it is AI could play either side. Now, if there are no priority orders, no priority actions going on, nobody's close combat, nobody's in short range, we go to tactical orders. In this case, it says an AI in a 0 defense modifier hex closest to a unit or a player control hex, and then in red, move forward. So there are 2 types of moves.
Move towards.
Yes, move towards. That means you're going to move towards this unit here. Now, there are 2 types of moves. There's a safe move, cautious movement, or just movement. In this, it is an offensive card. It moves forward. It could also, we could have had a card that this is not as offensive. It says AI, mortar or infantry gun would fire. We have none, so we go to the next order. We go to the first order that works. And the next one says AI, what's it say then?
Farthest from unit, lowest DB.
So AI, furthest from unit, and the lowest defense value will fire. So here, my furthest unit is a machine gun, and it will shoot at that unit that just moved. So I will take that action with the AI. 4 against a 12, it fires, needs an 8. It missed. Now it's a player turn again. Let's say the player goes, okay, I'm going to move again to here. Turns, 5 APs, it's not spent. AI's turn again. Let me get one that's not all marked up. AI's turn again. We know nobody's in close combat. We know nobody's short range. Again, it says highest firepower AI furthest from the highest firepower unit, fire plus 2 caps. Now, what that says, in these orders, AI is always artificial intelligence, and units are always player units. So the furthest is, again, the machine gun, and he will fire. So that's how these orders work. If you cannot do the first order, you go to the second. If you cannot do the second, you go to the third. Usually this covers all the bases. If not, you can't do anything, you will pass. That's the basics. Now, some cards are defensive-oriented cards. Some cards, if we go through here, are very offensively activated cards. You see the lower cards, the first 12 are very defense-oriented. The very offensive are the last 12 cards in the deck. So each firefight says which cards to use. And every time you play, you will have a different type of AI reaction. On top of that, many cards have command actions. So they can take actions as command actions, even with spent units. So that's the basis of the game. So what we've done is we've taken away the basic structure of other solo games, which are these units will do this in the game, or the next unit to do something is this specific unit. What we've done here is saying, no, we don't care what unit does what. We have this situation. Can a unit do it? If not, we go to the next order. If we can do it, the order usually specifies which unit will do it. For example, the highest firepower unit furthest away. So those are usually very offensive cards, because offensive cards shoot with faraway units, and many of the orders are just charged towards the enemy. So defensive cards will usually on average fire with closer units and will move very cautiously. Whereas offensive cards are using higher firepower, further away units, and will charge towards defensive enemy units. So the game has a very, very open flow to it. As I showed before, many of the firefights, the setups, have rumored enemies, so you never know where the enemy is. Rumored enemy units move and act exactly like the enemy AI, but only get revealed if they come in your line of sight, or things like that. So the game has just had wonderful results. The average playtester, the average, wie sagt man es denn auf Englisch?
Playtester?
No, the average,
player.
The experienced.
Experienced.
The average experienced player usually gets beat around 50-55% of the time. And the AI doesn't cheat. It can play either side. So it gets no benefit. It's just what I've learned is, even though I was part of the team in doing the programming of the AI, I found that I play very emotionally in the game. If I have a unit in one of my flanks that is hit and could get killed, I sometimes put too much stress and emphasis on trying to save the unit, whereas the AI doesn't care. It goes after the objectives. It goes after the orders. And that's one of the interesting training aspects of the game, is that by diverting and pushing off your timeline too much, you may have more damage and collateral damage than if at the beginning you try to ignore some collateral damage and go right for the objective.
Wonderful.
So that is the solo expansion. It's being translated right now, and hopefully goes to the printer within the next 2 weeks.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you. But this is about the solo expansion for Conflict of Heroes by Academy Games. Thank you again.
I appreciate it. Have a great one.